This one's called Rolling Minds. There's lots, but this is Rolling Minds. The breeze blows, and the air is more breathable, and the question arises, mashed with heart of faith, a man walks in circles looking for a way out, tired, and the strain of life wear him down. Baseball cap, black shirt with the arm stretched out, leaning on a pole, and the blue skies call out to me. Do you remember when you were asleep, forever walking, looking for something to eat? I fed you, I woke you, I believe in you, I see you, I love you, and who am I? We are the universe. The universe. Contribution to waking you up. Everybody has contributions to you, whether it be a conversation, whether it be financial, whether it be just, a smile. It's a contribution to you. So, when people ask where you from or where'd you grow up at, I would have to say everywhere. You don't even know who contributed in your growth. I would say I'm from San Diego or Chula Vista or Ocean Beach because all these people contributed to my growth, to my awakening. And still, on questions that I ask about myself, sometimes you like a better perspective from someone else without criticism and judgment, so you only ask questions pertaining, hoping that the answer that you get will be just that, but sometimes it comes metaphorically and shit, and you have to decipher exactly what it is that they're trying to teach you from different things that I see. It's interesting. Pause you for a minute. Alright, this is Overlooking the Past. It seems that as the writer goes back to different places he's been, which I'm the writer, he doesn't fit in. He doesn't fit where he used to be, but that's only because the people that are dying, if one can make it, then they're okay with that, So this is called Overlooking the Past. The writer living a life 3 times over, the swivel of a sign that says, take note, this hill curves. Take note where you're sitting now, you once were. At what point was enough enough? Your old stopping grounds, the place where he went from Frank T to plain old Ivory, but he was fine with that. His burning love for Larissa Kerr, damn, she changed him in ways you couldn't imagine. Their dying need to be with one another could make you sick, but the fire in their eyes for each other could not be matched. You wish you had it. And so Ivory, the writer, walks down memory lane with the memory man, walking all over with nowhere to go, nothing to eat, nowhere to sleep, but always having sex like 2 freaks. Shh, don't speak. Up under each other every day of the week. Those were the perfect lips that fit, chasing the life you used to have, and you miss it real bad. But point of moving forward is that the past is the past, and how long does that last? Found by who? Dusted off by who? Nevertheless, thank you, universe, for waking me up. I needed that. 03/01/2020, written by Ivory Franklin Daniels, aka Frank Ivory Fuller. And we already read the rainfall to you last time, yesterday. We read change your perception, change your direction. This is called Driver's Side Window. Most of these I sit in the car and write. Some of them, the title has nothing to do with it. It's based on where I was sitting when I wrote it. But it's Driver's Side Window. Single drops of rain fall like small pieces of cotton floating down from a small child's hand after tearing into your favorite stuffed animal, and as your heart sinks down deep, you choose not to show it. Instead, you look at them and say, with all your everything, every ounce of your being, you say, "Come, let me see it, and take a seat. Let me tell you a story of where this jackrabbit came from, that you're using its insides for nose wipes." And as you repair the rabbit, one part at a time, that becomes the new memory. Not where the rabbit came from, but from once torn apart to rebuilt, to restuffed, washed, to clean and shining. The message here is no matter what, you can be rebuilt, reborn, and a more complete human being, changing the way you think, perceive, and understand life as it wallows in your hand. Taking responsibility of your own self is a male added a step to being a grown man, not by definition but by actions. And if you're a female, then you come stock with these qualities. But some, they're a little rusty and dusty. Possibility, musty. No fussing. Now, calm down. I'm just saying, excuse me if you feel disrespected, but by no means did I say what I didn't mean. Males, we have to work for these qualities or wake up. Either way, at the end of the work days, it's your parade. March like you're running the whole thing. Excuse me, a little. It's different when I'm reading it to other people. But that's written by Ivory Franklin Daniels, 3/2/2020. Alright, this is called Under a Bridge. This is actually written in Otay Mesa. Under a bridge, because I used to park there when I had a Volvo, and I used to drive in the canyons and whatnot. So everywhere I've been in different stages of my life, I've gone back and started to write, because I believe that the universe woke me up and gave me sight. So, and I never wrote anything in my life. I never wrote anything. So it was pretty interesting that upon this waking up, the mind, body, and soul is constantly changing to the degree that it's able to show it or record it for other people to see. Even though sometimes the writings have nothing to do with the vision, it just be where the writer's at that moment. So this is called Under the Bridge. The writer finds his time to be worthless, but his desires are surfacing. Under a bridge, he waits for the time to come alive. He hides in the pages where his thoughts come alive, and his visions never die. Instead, he finds a way to come alive. Southwest Trailer Rentals, damn, maybe we can get into that. A roll of dice, big wheels, vehicles overwhelm the road, keeping from jackknifing and ruining your day as well as theirs. So it appears. 03/3/2020. Obviously, this is recent because we're still in March. All right. Excuse me. It's called DMV, the place of long waits and uncomfortability. This is actually written at the DMV in Otay Mesa. It says, count back from 20. That's how many helpers there are, eager to help you while advertising food on a flat screen, and in the background plays Break Those Chains That Bind You. Blue balloons pressed into floating stars and strings like tags to your dreams, and the test of vision hangs with a yellow note that should read, no matter how well you can see with your physical eyes, it will never account to your spiritual eyes held back by the naked mind. Losing sleep at time is fine. Red lipstick, lightly tangled hair, brown or black, imagine that. The taste of lust enslaving the mind of, oh, how it hurts so badly I'd be lying if I said I was mad. Cold frame, given the same name, and you say I can find my own lane. Damn games. 03-2020. Written by Ivory Franklin Daniels, aka Frank Ivory Fuller. This is called Kids. Kids. As adults, we tend to lose our ability to perceive with purity, but not kids. Kids give you power and patience that you would be impossible to obtain through life without them. Kids, the one thing of love that will make you stop and turn around. Lay your pain and worries on the ground, crawling across the chairs while you stick to your guns, but in the eyes, the battle has yet to be won. Life is pretty, life is fun, life is good, but when I grow up, I'ma do whatever I want until that time happens. Then you spend the rest of that great life cleaning it up. Maybe you'll start with self instead, or before anything else. Written by Ivory Franklin Daniels, aka Frank Ivory Fuller. 03-3-2020. Like vision. It's called Different Directions. Torn by the want for a family, the kids, the home, the dog, and it wouldn't even matter if my car was junky as long as the family unit was intact. But at the same time, the writer is torn between just having lustful sex and as the sun drops into the abyss and the day comes to a closing, and yet the writer goes on wondering what happened, where does he find his place? And walking over the hill is a father and his daughter, hand stretched out, down low for a while, his arm hangs. It meets with another hand to his hand, then back at the ranch he sees his desire to expire her physical, mental, and emotional structure and reduce it down to a puddle of pleasure, and what you find is another satisfied customer, and well, the question remains, what do you want? Dirty, grimy sex with one to the next, or a family with kids? These are the questions of the writer's ideas, but what path will he take based on the choices he will make? He just wants to know why he can't have both. 3-3-2020, written by Ivory Franklin Daniels, aka Frank Ivory Fuller. But you know what's interesting to this? I met somebody when I went to go to the clinic right here in San Ysidro. I parked and I have problems with staying at the doctor. That would be like the stress that I'll bring to any relationship. That if I'm sick, I'm not going to the hospital. I have to be like damn near dying. And you'd have to trick me to get me to go in there, and I got to break that cycle because that's not really good. It's too much stress to put on another. But anyways, so as I'm waiting to see the doctor, because I got there really early, this just happened. This is like on Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. And I'm out there, and I parked my car, and it's like 10 o'clock in the morning, and the test of really anything is, will he stay? Like, I don't know if they're testing that, but I'm testing it because I'm trying to break free from these unnecessary habits, of getting up and leaving. Like, I'll be in the back. I'll be way in the back, already about to see the doctor, and I'll just, like, something in me, I'll just sit up straight. I'll be like, no. And I'll start putting myself back together because I have a wound on my ankle, so and it was like open, and I just put it back together. Boom, it took off. But I'm trying to break away from that. But needless to say, back to the gentleman that I met on the sidewalk, which was the contribution to my question of what's wrong with me. Am I just seeking lustful? But all of my relationships were created off of passion, so there'd be no different. It starts with passion and it just continues on. My life is made up of a combination of long-term relationships. But if I wasn't so rebellious at that time and so locked into going to jail and doing wrong, that one would have lasted a long time. But it let me know that's the battle. Really, is it? Are you built for families, or are you built for just singular people, like just hit and miss? But anyway, back to the guy that I met. He said, he said the only reason you have so much high of a sex drive, based on your age, is because you're prone to make kids. That's why your focus is on kids, because that's what you're meant for. You're meant to have families. You're prone to build families, or else you wouldn't have a crazy sex drive. You'd be the Viagra people needing that. I was like, damn. And you know what? I was sitting in my car writing, and then I wanted to smoke some weed. I smoke weed. But not saying you should, because I do. Matter of fact, you shouldn't do anything I do, but you should be better than. If you're gonna be better than something, don't follow behind me. I'm not exempt from doing bad. I do bad things too. I mean, not really. Kind of. If you're considering, smoking. But that's me. But yeah. So. This guy, I was writing and I look up and it's raining a little bit because it was just Thursday, it just passed in. I look up and I was like, hey, is that guy smoking? And I didn't have any trees left in my pipe, but I was just smoking resin anyway. It changes my mindset a little bit. Plus, I'm walking on a vicious venous stasis ulcer on my right ankle that's takes a lot of breathing, but everything takes breathing. But anyway, I get sidetracked sometimes. But anyways, back to the guy. So yeah, so I got out the car and I was like, because I had to see him choke first to make sure he wasn't smoking a cigar. Everybody, he was like, oh, that guy's coughing way too hard for that just to be a cigar. So I got out the car and went and started talking to him. And these are messengers. People have a message for you. Sometimes you're just oblivious to it at that moment. But I've heard a lot of interesting messages that would be like, I've heard that a lot. Some of them said it would be like a lightning bolt, but that's interesting too. But yeah, back to the guy. Sorry. I get sidetracked easily because I met so many different people and had so many different encounters with people that had a message for me or something in their conversation. Within the conversation lies the truth. So you never know who's investing in you. And in that conversation is an investment. So the guy that I met on the sidewalk smoking the weed, he invested in me and understanding about myself. Like, your whole life is made up of, it's going to have to be like that. You're going to have to shoot for lust, and then you'll slide underneath for the relationship, because your life is built like that. Your whole life was like that. Every relationship I've ever had. And I didn't really have that many, because one would take up years and years and years of my life. But, I wasn't as good as I am now. I mean, I was good in the relationship, but not as good as I could be. I lacked compassion. I lacked understanding. I mean, to a degree, I would never talk about my feelings or my imperfections. I was like, no. What are you talking about? Like crying? Are you serious? I'm a man. Men don't cry. But I don't know why that I believe that, but I actually do know why, because I was taught that, and like every other male was taught the same. They were all taught the same. We're all taught, man, don't cry, suck it up, you know, do this, do that. You're not supposed to feel like that. Who are you to tell me how I'm supposed to feel? Or to feel at all? And if you see me shedding a tear in public, so fucking what? It shows that that person has compassion, empathy, the things that you need for humanity. Like we're meant to lean on one another. We were never meant to be by ourselves. Ever. We can't do it by ourselves. And there's truth to that. We could never do it by ourselves. So whatever your higher power is, whatever your thought is whatever you seek to, whatever you pray to, whatever you look to, whatever you believe in. Obviously, you're looking toward that because you can't do it by yourself. Nobody could do it by themselves. We're not meant to be by ourselves. That's why there's the family unit. It's meant to be that you're supposed to keep creating, you know, because we're all meant to be with one another. We were never meant to be by ourselves. No species on this planet was meant to be by itself. You might think that, but maybe that's because somebody contributed to you in wrong ways. They probably poured oil in your vase. You know, if the human body is like a hydroponic plant, and what you pour in the plant, it's going to grow. So if you put increments of oil, it's going to be a wicked, ugly plant. It's ugly. It's not only going to be on the outside, it's going to be on the inside. But will you heed at the warning before you smoke it? Probably not, because you're already smoking things that are said it's not for human consumption. Excuse me. And if you have a cough somewhere down the line, you're going to be like, oh my God, I got this crazy disease that only 6 people have, and they're not even close to me. Oh my God, I'm going to die. You never rely on your own immunities, your own immune system. You're quick to jump to the medicine. Like, let's weed out it for a minute. What you could possibly, I smoke, so I'm coughing because I smoke. But instead of that, you just jump to that medicine in a heartbeat. How do we get there from the guy over there? It's an interesting track. I don't even have enough storage on my phone for that. Excuse me. You would say stop smoking, but no. That's not the. Excuse me. That's not the answer. I didn't even smoke when I got out of prison. But then I started little bit by little bit. You know what? I found out that you never forget how to light the lighter, no matter how long it's been that you smoked. And if there's a problem with it, you'll always remember how to fix it. It's like riding a bike. It's weird. Even if the cigarette breaks between the filter and the cigarette, you remember how to fix it. No matter how long it's been since you smoked, you'll always remember how to do it. It's the truth. And you never forget. And it still tastes like shit. It never gets better. But funny. Believer. I gotta rub on it like it's a genie gonna come out of it or something and grant me a wish. Well, it stopped raining already. Well, I saw the most interesting thing yesterday in the pool. I think it was yesterday. So all the mosquitoes in the pool, instead of them being like sectioned off, falling in the pool, I think I discussed this last night. They they all band together so one of them could survive, which made me think about my life, like how my friends and fellows out there in the street. It's not that I'm too bright that you don't want to come around me. It's that you want me to survive. Because if I will survive, then you'll survive. But if I die, then you'll die. Like you're the last chance. If you win, we'll all win. If you lose, we'll all lose. Then all this fight was for nothing. But it's not that we don't love you or we don't care about you, Ivory. This is my belief. Is they just want to see you win. We're already losing. We want to see somebody win from our hood or from our area, since I'm from everywhere. But everybody I've encountered, you know, damn, Ivy, you look really good, and I like chaos, and I kind of want to go back, but my soul won't let me go back, because I'm different now. Everything is different now. It's interesting like that. Alright. This is called Woman, the Unmanageable. Kids run and play while we talk. Kids run and play while we talk. And their mother takes a seat, locked into her phone. Beautiful woman she is. And some would walk by this woman, but from where? Excuse me. Alright, we're going to try this again. Excuse me. Woman, the unmanageable. Kids run and play while we talk, and their mother takes a seat, locked into her phone. Beautiful woman she is, and some would walk by this woman, but from here I see a strong and beautiful, elegant mother. I'm sure there's a good man that goes with her. Just think, washing, cleaning, making sure you don't spend all the money on bullshit, and most of all, put up with our shit. These women should be better respected, not just in bed, but as well out. The strength of women verse is unimaginable, so don't try. 3/7/2020. I'm being shushed. Sorry. Am I loud? Awesome. Sorry. It's it's not even early. Okay. Enjoy. Love you. I can't even hear.